Hello, everyone. Welcome to the point 5 episode of the brand new podcast, Insurance at 78 RPMs. My name is John Naus. I am the Chief Property Officer of Dual North America and a co-host of the podcast. My other co-host is Connie Germano. She is the Chief Casualty Officer at Dual North America. Hi, Connie.
Hey, John. How are you?
Oh, great. So excited to be doing this podcast with you. The genesis of it, I think, is really interesting, is I've gotten to know you when you joined Dual, more than a year ago, just over a year? Is that right?
July 23.
Realized how much into music you were. Obviously, a very accomplished insurance executive, but very into music. And in my mind, I thought it would be really interesting to have a podcast that married up not only insurance, but music as well, because it's such a part of people's lives. I thought that if we had guests on to talk about insurance, relevant topics, day-to-day things that are on people's minds in our industry, it would also be great to tie in a music side of that. And I think both of us are like that, day to day. We have our regular meetings and then we talk about music. So I thought, why not do a podcast, right?
No, exactly. Music has that ability to bring us together. It's a shared experience, whether, you're just talking about music you love or talking about a concert you went to or at a concert, right? It really brings people together in a shared emotion sometimes. We've had great just meetings where we've casually talked about music with insurance people. And it is amazing how songs can be interpreted similarly, differently between two people, but always fascinating, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. So obviously our expertise in property and casualty insurance, always interesting. And of course, having guests that know their thing is great too, right? That's the most important, is to have interesting guests that have their finger on the pulse of day-to-day insurance. But I think sort of making them, well, maybe the word is humanizing them slightly with their musical choice, whether we agree or disagree or discuss it or not, I thought was really sort of an interesting tie to sort of bring a little bit of a different perspective to a regular insurance, podcast, right?
Yep. No, I agree with you. And then having that insurance piece, because we really are also interested in insurance, that insurance kind of piece to round it out. I agree with you completely. So I'm excited about these.
Yeah, me too. I think it's great. I mean, so I think we talked about the podcast being a combination of, music and insurance, where we would ask individual guests to bring about to us maybe their top 10 songs, right? Or top 9 or 5 or whatever they might want to talk about. I think we decided to name the podcast Insurance at 78 RPMs because a 78 RPM record is a single, right? Most albums are at 33 RPMs, and we really didn't want to talk about that. We wanted to give people an opportunity to provide a wide array of songs that they might be interested in, or genres, because people's music tastes aren't really, specific. You rarely find someone that just says, I am laser focused on this band or this genre. It's generally when you find music aficionados, they have a wider range of tastes. And so we wanted to make sure we could capture all that in the context of an hour of a podcast.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about the lineup we have coming too, right? It'll be a lot of fun to do the podcast with you, John, and these guests. So
yeah, I agree. So for our listeners, the idea again is to talk about insurance, bring important guests in the insurance space out of the podcast and ask them about what they think about what their expertise is, but also learn a little about them personally through their music. So I thought we would do that here, Connie. I have asked our producer, Mariah, to queue up 3 songs that I'm interested in. We won't talk about insurance today. We'll save that for the real podcast 1.0. But I've also asked you to submit the 3 songs that you are interested in. Both my songs are definitely in my top 10. I'm not sure that 3 of them would be in my top 5, but it gives me a good example of the kind of music that I listen to and a couple of reasons why I chose the songs I did. And then we can talk about that and do the same for you. And then we'll wind up this sort of introductory podcast and then get ready for our real first one with our first guest. Does that sound okay?
It was very difficult to pick the songs. These are my top 3 for right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I do not know the 3 song choices of Connie's. She does not know the 3 choices I made. So let's see what kind of reaction we get as we kind of run through these songs, these 6 songs quickly, and then we'll wind it up and look forward to our first podcast with our first guest. So Mariah, if you want to play the first song that I queued up, if you want to jump in, Connie, and say I know the song, go right ahead. It's fine, but it's one that many people should know.
Interesting choice, Juan.
Well, there are reasons for it, that's for sure.
I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip hop. You don't stop the rocker to the bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
So that song, Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang in 1979, was the first rap song that I had ever heard. I absolutely fell in love with it. I know every word of the song, could sing it today. In fact, it has one of the best lyrics for a rap song ever at the very end, where I believe Wonder Mike says, ever go over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas all mush, and the chicken tastes like wood. I mean, when I was 1979, that would put me at 12. I think I've been there. Mrs. Brandel's chicken on occasion wasn't the best. My best friend growing up's neighbor's mom's chicken wasn't great. And it made me think about that all the time. It just makes me laugh. It was such a great tune. That tune has come back in favor a little bit. The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler, the elderly lady she sang that tune. But just a really great, wholesome rap tune that I just loved and still love today.
Well, I want to say a few things about that because the minute I heard it, I thought, great choice, right? I remember it too when it came out, and I remember thinking, what an interesting way to present music. I wonder if this will last.
Yeah, well, it certainly did. I mean, it went from there to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and then and then obviously it's exploded, right? It's ubiquitous pop culture now, rap music. Do
you still listen to the rap genre today?
I do. I don't listen to it as much as I used to. Most of what I listen to from a rap perspective is a little bit older, but I do like it. And whenever I'm running or trying to do some exercise, I'll definitely listen to it, or just hanging out. But it's good. How about you?
Yeah, no, I do definitely. Listen, we both have kids, right? And it is ubiquitous. So I hear it at the gym for my kids. Yeah, I still listen to it today.
Yeah, great. Okay. All right. So 1 of 6 down. We'll ask Mariah to play Connie's first tune. Great opening guitar lick.
Run and tell all of the angels, this could take all night. Think I need a devil to help me get things right.
So what made you choose that song?
Well, it's my walk-up song. We've talked about this one a lot, right? So first of all, I love the Foo Fighters. But it was also an interesting time in my life where I was deciding whether I'd move to New York City or not. So the song itself, Dave Grohl has said he literally wanted to learn how to fly an airplane. That's not what I thought it was about. For me, it felt like I'm going to leave the safety and comfort of the West Coast, where I grew up, started my career in insurance, started my work life, right? And I was potentially going to move to New York City or Chicago, believe it or not. And was I ready to do that? And for me, that the lyrics really spoke to me about that time in my life. It also was really the beginning of my love of grunge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you say Nirvana is your favorite grunge band? I know Dave Grohl, this is Foo Fighters, but I mean is that?
I didn't love Nirvana. I do appreciate their songs. But I would say later on, I became more interested in grunge. So, and you'll hear that as a theme with me. We don't have a song from the Beatles or from the Rolling Stones today, but I was not a big Rolling Stones fan. And I frequently go back in time and start listening to music, and I get really infatuated with it and have to listen to a lot of it. And I'll listen to the entire catalog from that artist. And that is a theme with me. I will maybe miss it during its heyday, and then I go back and become really interested in it.
Interesting. That's cool. All right. Well, that's not on my list, but definitely a great band. I saw them in Franklin, Tennessee at Pilgrimage Festival. It was great. I mean, they're just really, really good performers. Great band. It's absolutely what you'd think a rock band should be, right?
Yep.
All right, Mariah. Number 2 for me. This is a very, I don't know that you'll know this tune, but for me, it's the lyric. It sort of sums up what I believe. Lyrics are important to me in songs as much as the beat and the rhythm and all the other stuff, the composition of the song itself. And the lyrics I really am interested in, depending on what they say. So this is the lyric from one of my all-time favorite songs, and it is my all-time favorite lyric. Not that. I like it.
Love that song. What a great song.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. Okay, good. I'm glad you know it. Yeah, Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way. They're featured in all kinds of 80s movies, right? But that tune actually was as well. But you can never win or lose if you don't run the race. I mean, there's nothing more profound I've heard in music than that line. It really spoke to me in that it's like there's one lap around the track. You got to get off the bleachers and get in the race, right? And you know what? You might trip, you might win, you might lose, but none of that's going to happen if you don't try, right? So I do love the Yoda line that it's not, there is no do or do not, there is no try. But having said that, this lyric really, you know, in the 80s, I was in high school, and I thought, well, okay, let's give everything a go and see what happens, right? What do they say? People regret the things they don't do, not the things they do. Right. And I think that lyric is a real reflection of that. Like, just get up and get going, and whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera. So it's a real great tune for me. I like the beat. Richard Butler, I think, is a real rock star. I've seen the Furs more than any other band in my life. I haven't been to a lot of concerts because I spent my money on the albums. But I do think it's just a great tune and a great lyric. I don't know what Richard was trying to say in there, but he spoke to me, that's for sure.
Well, listen, I love that song. It was also in a movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
It feels to me like I also probably heard it in a movie.
Yep.
So yeah, I like that one. But I have to say, I couldn't tell you, I couldn't bring up another Psychedelic Furs song. The lyrics,
Pretty in Pink. You would know that one.
Okay. But the lyrics that you refer to, something I say all the time is you have to be in it to win it. It's a shortened version of what is in that song and what you've said, but you and I are perfectly aligned along that line. You have to be in it. So good. I like that one.
Agreed. Okay, great. All right, that's number 2 for me. Mariah, let's cue up Connie's number 2. Very recognizable.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game.
One of the reasons I originally liked this song is I have brown eyes, and there aren't any songs around. There's one song that has my name in it, but Connie's not actually a popular name for songs. So I really first heard this and thought, oh, wow, finally a song that I can relate to about me. So probably a little self-focused there. But I absolutely love kind of the clear musical library that Van Morrison puts out. I've heard a couple of things about him. I've never seen him in person. I don't know that I'll ever get an opportunity to, right? So he's a little bit older of a performer, but another song that I came to probably well after it was highly popular. But I just love the easy way the song is written, how the lyrics and the melody kind of go together, and just the clarity. So you know that I'm a big heavy metal fan as well. So this is completely opposite of that. But I do just love the clarity of how it all comes together. It's just so simple and it works. And I think that way about most of his music. In fact, I struggled with which song to settle on with Van Morrison because I really like his music. But yeah, so is this one.
Yeah, it's a great tune. It's easy to listen to your point, right?
Oh, God,
it's simple, it's concise, and you never get tired of it. Any time it comes on, your first inclination is just to turn it up, right? Because it's just a great old tune. Okay, Mariah, my final song. Everyone knows it.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
This is so funny. I almost chose the John Denver song.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Which one was it?
This one.
Really? Well, for me, obviously, my brother and I were born in Huntington, West Virginia. My brother played college soccer at West Virginia University. My father got his master's degree in Spanish at West Virginia University and taught at Marshall in Huntington, which is why my brother and I were born there. So we have a real affinity to the state, and the fact that it's just a great old tune and it's sung everywhere. Everyone knows it. I was at Oktoberfest a long time ago with my wife, Denise, and they were playing it there in Munich in the beer halls. It's a state song of the state of West Virginia. It's everywhere. It's just such a great tune. Everyone knows the chorus. I'm very happy to say that I know all the verses as well, because it's really our family's tune. And whenever we get together at a wedding or a wake, whatever the case may be, at some point, if you're around the Nouse family, you're guaranteed to hear that sung at the top of people's lungs. Very poorly, I might add, because I am not a singer, but just a fabulous tune, and really reminds me of my family. So it's just great. I just love the tune.
That is great. I love that story. Wow. Mine's really brief. I mean, like I said, I almost chose that, and I'm a big Elvis fan. And as a child, I listened to Elvis. And this was the first album I ever bought, was John Denver.
No kidding.
No kidding. So that was almost my choice.
He was a great musician. You talk about easy tunes to listen to and sing
know.
And think about, right? He's right up there with Van Morrison. It's just what you see is what you get. It's just great lyrics, a really good dude, tragic death. But just a great old song that everyone knows. So for me, there's a rap tune. a rock tune, an 80s English invasion tune, and then a country tune. So to my point earlier, music reflects a wide array of genres and feelings. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, it must be my turn. I know you can't wait.
So good.
So this was the second album I ever purchased. I remember vividly going down to the record store with no money, going through all the record albums, trying to decide what I was going to buy. And I think I must have been in junior high school, and my mom probably dropped me off at the mall to go to the record store, meet my friends. And I must have had Christmas money is all I can imagine. But I learned a little bit in preparing for this podcast. I learned a little bit about that particular song. One is I didn't know that Gene Simmons had a hand in bringing Van Halen to the recording studio. So he heard them and brought them out flew them out to have them record this song. And the first part of the song is actually the backward recording of a car horn, which I didn't know either. So I am also a Kiss fan. So I love that connection between the two. I was a rebellious child at this time, and Runnin' with the Devil probably doesn't epitomize me today, but at the time it really meant something to me. I thought I was a bit of a badass, middle schooler at the time. Probably wasn't, probably just more annoying than anything else, but they were also the first rock concert that I saw. I think I've already shared with you that I've seen Elvis twice, so I can't say they were my first concert, but they were definitely my first rock concert. And I was bowled away by this entire album. I'm sure I wore out the entire neighborhood by listening to this song repeatedly in my bedroom.
Yeah, just such a great band. Another classic rock band. They play music exactly like you would expect a classic rock band. Great singing, great frontmen, two of them. Unbelievable guitar, drums. That's on my playlist, my rock playlist when I'm exercising. It's easy one to run to. It's an easy one to lift weights to. It's just like you just want to, bang your head. I mean, it's fantastic. just a great tune. So those 6 tunes are pretty disparate, right? So I think that's kind of the point of our podcast is to, not only introduce people that really know their thing about insurance, but also give people a little insight to what, drives them from a music perspective. And then as a result of that, I think you and I are both good examples of this. Our explanations of the tunes give you a little bit of insight into who we are and what we're about. Your rebellious youth, my being born in West Virginia, those kinds of things. It really ties the music together, which I think is what we're hoping to accomplish within the podcast.
Yeah. And I've learned a few things about you, which is one of the things I really appreciate about the premise of these podcasts is you learn just a little bit more humanization, actually, as you had said earlier, right? About the individual. Loved your songs. Thank you.
Yeah, love yours too. I'm hoping when we have our guests on and we're in this podcast for a bit that when people who've been guests are approached, everyone will say, yeah, the insurance, but I really liked your song choice, or I really didn't like that song choice. So it'll be interesting to see how this all goes together. I'm excited to get on this journey with you and do the first and publish the first couple and get some feedback. And I know we'll get better at this, kind of our first time behind the mic and doing all this, but I can't wait. It's going to be a great experience. I know it. And I hope it will be the same for the audience.
Great. I'm excited too. Thanks for including me, John.
Oh, you bet. All right, everyone. So this has been the 0.5 episode of Insurance at 78 RPMs. Today, mostly RPMs and not insurance, but we'll get into that. I'm John Niles, Chief Property Officer, co-host alongside my co-host, Connie Germano, Chief Casualty Officer. We hope you like what's coming. Thank you.